Dad moves in, soon-to-be bride gets pregnant, and she demands I leave the house because she needs my room. I was 22, living with my dad in our family house after college. Mom died when I was 16, so it was just me and Dad for 6 years. The house was paid off, left to us by my grandparents. Then he met Ashley on some dating app. Ashley was 28, worked at a nail salon, and had this fake sweet voice whenever Dad was around. She'd call him honey and make his favorite meatloaf every Sunday. But when he wasn't home, she'd make these little comments about me still living there. Most guys your age have their own place, she'd say while doing her nails at the kitchen table. Don't you want independence? 3 months later, Dad asked if Ashley could move in. I wasn't thrilled, but it was his house. He'd inherited it from my grandparents, and I was just grateful to live there rent-free while saving money for my own place. Ashley immediately started redecorating everything. Threw out Mom's pictures, painted over the family height marks on the kitchen door frame, even got rid of Mom's rose garden in the backyard. We need to make this place ours, she'd tell Dad. Dad just went along with whatever she wanted. It was like he was scared she'd leave if he said no to anything. Then came the big announcement. Ashley was pregnant, and they were getting married next month at City Hall. Dad was over the moon, talking about being a grandfather figure. I tried to be happy for him, but something felt off about the whole situation. That's when Ashley dropped the bomb. She cornered me while Dad was at work, standing in the doorway of my bedroom. We need to talk about living arrangements, she said. The baby needs your room. It's bigger and gets better morning light. My room? The room I'd lived in since I was 8 years old? The room where I'd done homework every night? Where I'd hung my high school diploma? Where exactly am I supposed to sleep? I asked. Well, you're an adult now. Maybe it's time you found your own place. Spread your wings. I couldn't believe it. She wanted me out of my childhood home so she could turn my room into a nursery. When Dad got home, I tried talking to him. Ashley was right there, rubbing her barely showing belly and looking exhausted. Dad, Ashley wants me to move out so she can have my room. Ashley immediately started crying. I never said that. I just mentioned the baby would need space eventually. I don't want to kick anyone out. Dad looked confused and stressed. Maybe we can figure something out. The basement could work temporarily. The basement? It flooded every time it rained hard and had no windows. There was black mold growing on the walls. Ashley kept pushing over the next few weeks. Every day she'd mention how cramped things were getting, how the baby would need a proper nursery, how I was taking up space a growing family needed. She'd leave baby magazines on the kitchen counter, open to nursery design pages. She'd talk about converting that big bedroom into the perfect space for their child. Finally, Dad sat me down at the kitchen table. Son, maybe Ashley has a point. You're 22. Most guys your age are independent. This might be good for you. I felt like he was choosing her over me, over his own son, over the memory of Mom. That weekend, I started packing my childhood belongings. I found a tiny studio apartment that cost half my paycheck. Ashley was all smiles, talking about paint colors for the baby's room. But here's where things got interesting. I worked at the county courthouse in the records department. Just a boring desk job processing paperwork, but it had its perks. While handling some routine marriage license applications, I decided to run Ashley's full name through our system. Just curious about who Dad was really marrying. What I found made my blood run cold. Ashley had been married 3 times before. Each marriage lasted less than 2 years. Each time she'd gotten pregnant, moved into the guy's house, then divorced them and kept the house in the settlement. I dug deeper into the court records. There was a clear pattern. She'd claim the men were unfit fathers, get temporary custody of the kids, then permanent residence in the marital home. She wasn't just a gold digger. She was running a long-term real estate scam using pregnancy and marriage as her weapons. I printed everything and drove straight to Dad's work. He was on his lunch break, sitting in his truck eating a sandwich. Dad, you need to see this. It's about Ashley. His face went white as he read through the documents. 3 previous husbands, 3 houses, 3 kids she'd basically stolen from their fathers through legal manipulation. Are you absolutely sure this is the same Ashley? He asked, his hands shaking. I showed him her full name, birth date, social security number from the marriage license application we had on file. It was definitely her. That night, Dad confronted Ashley. I could hear the screaming from my new apartment a block away. She was denying everything, calling me jealous and manipulative. The next morning, Dad called me at 6 a.m. Son, can you come home? I need help changing the locks. Ashley was gone. Her clothes, her nail supplies, everything. But here's the kicker. She'd left behind the fake pregnancy belly and fake ultrasound pictures she'd been using to convince Dad she was carrying his child. She wasn't even pregnant. The whole thing was an elaborate lie. I moved back into my room that same day. Dad apologized for choosing her over me, for almost letting her destroy what was left of our family. We found Mom's pictures in boxes in the garage and put them back up on the mantle. Replanted her rose garden together that spring. 6 months later, we heard through mutual friends that Ashley had moved to the next town over. Same dating apps, same fake pregnancy scam. Some other poor guy's house was probably her next target.